This is Professor Nirav Mehta from LG Institute of Technology and Engineering. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about automobile component design. In this particular session, we will talk about topic called design of gears. But before getting into this design of gears, we should know about what is application and what is function of this gears. So gear are nothing but a positive drive which provides or transmits a mechanical power to a certain distance, usually involving a speed and a torque. But before discussing more into this depth of this gears, we should know about what is this gears and what is inversion of this gear will going to help us. So first, what is gear? Gear is a positive drive which provides us a power transmission in terms of torque and speed. There are two types of gears, or you can say inversion of gears. One is gearbox and one is gear train. There are basic fundamental difference between gearbox and gear train. Gear train has a single input and single output, whereas gearbox has a single input and multiple output depending on requirement of power and torque. So our automobile has a gearbox and any positive drive, or you can say a cycle drive, has a gear train which only has a reduction, particularly we can say that reduction gear drive. Yeah. So there are two types of mainly a gear arrangement, one is gearbox and one is gear drive. So here in this case we are going to talk about basic element of this gearbox and gear train. One is a particular gear. So what are these gears and what are the function of these gears? Gear are being in several types or gear depending on its geometry, depending on their axis, depending on their arrangement. Yeah, there are several gears. Yeah, depending on this axis and depending on the teeth location, or you can say mainly a geometry, there are mainly four gears, which one is spur gear, helical gear, bevel gear, and worm wheel. And those four has a distinct function and distinct requirement to design them. So basically there are different and distinct function in the case of our gears. So first of all, we should know about what type of distinct function and distinct gear we will going to talk about. So firstly, uh, what are the basic difference between geometry type of gear and axial type of gear? So first of all, we are going to discuss about different types of gear depending on geometry, and then we will going to know about where they are going to applicable, as well as what is distinctive feature of them, and ultimately what type of failure or what type of advantage we are going to deal with. So let's talk about four different types. One is a spur gear, which has, and these four different types we are going to learn about. This first we can you can see here. This first you can see here. One is spur gear. This spur gear is basically which has a teeth. Sorry, which has a teeth which is directly in 90-degree with your axis. Here it doesn't make any kind of angle with its axis. So the spur gear are a basic type of gear which can transfer moderate power and moderate torque compared to any others. The second one is helical gear. In helical gear, teeth are making a helix angle with its own axis, and they are used when the power transmission requirement is very much higher. So our helical gear are basically used when power transmission and torque transmission higher compared to spur gear. Second thing, a problem for a spur gear is become advantage for helical gear, and problem for a helical gear is become advantage for spur gear. So basically a vice versa, a helical gear basically doesn't have any you can say advantage when it comes to a sliding motion. So if, where sliding motion takes place, we have to use spur gear as a our arrangement. Clear? So when we are using a sliding motion gearbox or a gear train, we have to use a spur gear. Then bevel gear. Bevel gear is an arrangement which has both of axis in angle. Here you can see angle axis of gear and pinion. What is gear and what is pinion? Gear is from where our power is transmitting, and pinion is from our power is coming. So pinion is always in driver side and gear is always in a driven side. So gear and pinion, you should always remember this. So here you can see arrangement of gear and pinion. Gear is a crown gear and pinion is our that is, you can say, rack and pinion, or that kind of same crown and crown wheel. So here we have arrangement of crown and crown wheel. Clear? This kind of application is mainly used when axis of rotation of input shaft and output shaft are different. So at that case, we have to use this kind of arrangement. After that, this is the worm and worm wheel kind of arrangement. In this, gear ratio is very much higher. When you require speed ratio very much higher, then we are going to use this kind of arrangement. In this case, you can achieve 1 zem 300 times of gear ratio or a speed ratio. So worm and worm will require no worm and worm will basically applicable where you require higher speed ratio compared to torque. So our main consideration for this worm and worm will is higher torque ratio rather than higher torque. When it comes to higher gear ratio, it will going to start in it will have a problem of heat dissipation and everything. So we have to deal with that by selecting this kind of material for worm and worm wheel. After that, let's talk about spur gear. So spur gear are basically a gear which has a axis of rotation parallel to each other, as well as the teeth are parallel to each other to that axis of rotation. This kind of gears arrangement are used in moderate speed, but these are basic type of arrangement of a gearbox or a gear. Clear? So in this case, we have to design them carefully. Why? Because depending on their geometry, we are going to use their inversion in the case of helical gear as well as bevel gear. So this is our basic, or you can say this going to applicable at everywhere, every gear. Clear? In case of helical gear, or you can say in case of bevel gear. So you have to apply design of this spur gear in terms of their geometry for a helical gear as well as bevel gear. So here you should consider spur gear as our basic design. Spur gear will going to make our basic design. And second one is helical gear. Helical gear are mainly used where power transmission and torque transmission is way higher compared to our normal speed. So in the case of automobile engine, automobile gearbox, we have to use this kind of helical gear. In the case of moderate speed, we can use spur gear, and in the case of design of this helical gear, we can use design of spur gear as our basic design. So spur gear design will going to be our basic design for designing even this helical gear. So our always a basic criteria will going to be always a spur gear. So what is difference between designing of spur gear and helical gear? It is only in a case of geometry. Clear? Geometry of spur gear in terms of teeth as well as in terms of axis angle with our gear. It's different. So difference is mainly a geometrical difference rather than anything else. Second difference is power transmission. Power transmission in case of, so it is a basically a case study, or you can say a specific problem in the case of that, but the procedure will going to be a same in the case of helical gear. Third one is bevel gear. What is bevel gear? Bevel gear is when our axis of pinion and gear will be in some angle. Pinion and gear, or you can say bevel gear, could be either helical or either spur. Means a teeth or orientation of this gear could be anything. Could be anything. It could be spur or it could be helical. But our major criteria to make it bevel gear is it should have axis of rotation in any angle. Clear? And for our ease of our operation, we are going to take only bevel gear which has angle at 90 degree. So bevel gear are used when our power output is way much higher. Means torque output is way much higher. Like in case of ropeway or in case of very higher amount of or higher carrying load carrying capacity engine or gearbox, we have to use this kind of bevel gear arrangement. These are also used in our differential, where we are going to have we want to have higher or higher reduction ratio or higher velocity reduction ratio, where we can use this as our output gear size. After that, worm and worm wheel. As I have told you previously, worm and worm wheel are used when we will require to have higher amount of speed ratio, almost 1 300. So in the case of worm and worm wheel, we can have higher amount of velocity ratio. This kind of worm and worm wheel are mainly used in steering as well as some kind of hoist. But this has one disadvantage, which is higher heat amount generation. So it should have adequate heat dissipation arrangement. So while incorporating this worm and worm wheel, we should provide a proper type of lubrication as well as cooling system. So worm and worm wheel, advantage of worm and worm wheel is it can provide higher amount of velocity ratio, but disadvantage is it's ultimately affect your life of gearbox if you are not applying proper amount of lubrication and cooling system. So, and finally, how you are going to select this gear. So depending on application, how you are going to select any gear for your system. So first you have to consider what is application. If it is a moderate amount of gear reduction, or you can say any kind of simple gearbox, clear, or gear train, you are going to design a spur gear. If it has a specific function which to slide on our shaft, then we have to use spur gear as our gear system. If it is have, second thing, for application, if it is have higher amount of torque transmission requirement and sliding is not our criteria, then you can use helical gear. Third one, if you have axis of rotation of input and output shaft at an angle, then you should always have bevel gear. And if you require higher speed ratio, then we should have worm and worm wheel. So after selection of this application, then you have to decide the layout of that. If I am using these gears in any higher or bigger machinery or high power machinery, then we have to consider the space between our energy source and our gearbox. If it is automobile, then it should have very much compact. Clear? So depending on its application, we should determine its layout, and layout will also going to decide what number of gears you are going to require for your gearbox or a gear train. Third one, to determine its power, speed and cost, because cost is another criteria which is consider your boundary for that. Clear? And this is an example of our gearbox, which is automobile gearbox, where you can see a static or steady gears. Here you can see steady gears are used as a helical gear because it is required to transfer higher amount of torque, and the gears which are sliding in a motion, where we have used our spur gear as our gear element. So depending on our application, we can use any type of arrangement for this. Clear? So I hope you are clear about types of gears and where you are going to apply this kind of gears and different application for different gears. So if you have any doubt regarding this session, you can directly contact me. So I am stopping it here. Thank you. Thank you so much.